Hey YouTube, Dawson Rider here with a review of the Sky Lion, the Sea Lion, and the Adopted Lion Ranger Cycles. And by Adopted Lion I mean him because, yeah, he's not a sea lion. So anyhow, I just want to quickly go over the packaging quick. I'm going to use one of them for the main packaging. I just wanted to show off the cool little art on the front of them, which is why I have all three here, and then I will promptly get them out of here. I'm just going to move everyone aside for a brief moment. Moving aside. Okay, so we'll just use reds for the primary packaging. Nothing too spectacular about it. What I wanted to show off for each of them was this cool little art piece they put on the front of him riding on the cycle, which I just think is cool. But then on the bottom you just have the name, generic colors, and logo, and I can't get the camera zoom up there. Logo shows you get cards with it. On the back it just shows the Ultra Gosei Great and the Ground Gosei Grand and the rest of the line. But like I said, the reason I wanted to show it was just because of this cool little art. There's the Black Ranger riding on his, and the Blue Ranger riding on his. So yeah, I don't know. I just like to show that off because I thought it's a nice little touch that they add to it to make the packaging seem a little more cool and legitimize the cycle a little bit more. I don't know, I just like it. I think that it's neat. So here's how this review is going to work. I'm going to quickly basically go over these guys' basic functionalities and compare them to their Japanese counterparts, and then you'll be seeing their main functionality in the eventual Lion Megazord review, because they combine with the Megazord, but they don't do it as much right now. And then this guy will be being placed into the Ultra Gosei Great formation. So he is going to go to the side here for a second while we kind of focus on these guys. So these guys, these two in particular Zords, actually are part of the Great Gosei Grand Megazord. And in Japan, you just get them all as a set like a normal person. But here, they're just releasing the Lion, and then gave these two guys the cycles. Now, I get it, like from a marketing standpoint it's kind of smart, and it's not too dissimilar from the way Rider merchandise works, where you buy a belt and then you have to buy more things to add on to them in various products, the way they're doing it with the cards and the headers. So it's not too ununderstandable, or if that's a word. But I didn't mind the triple header cycles, but this I just kind of mad at it. Me caveman, me kind of mad. Like, why couldn't they have just released Gosei Grand as a Megazord? Like, honestly, I mean, oh, we have to charge more. Then charge more. Just release it all as a Megazord and don't give me these cycles. I'm just saying. I would rather them just release it normally. That's all. But so we'll take a look at him. We'll start here with the Sky Lion. Not a whole lot to him here. You got this basic Red Ranger figure on the top here. They are a little better painted than the ones that you get with the Brothers sets. The helmet here is actually not that badly done. The paint on it is pretty nicely done, actually. He's pretty bland everywhere else, but he just doesn't come off looking quite as cheap as the Brothers sets versions. Like, their helmets are just better, like I said. Other than that, you just get this kind of primarily sort of red cycle. Here you have the Sky Lion header comes off. You're on this bike piece here. You roll. You got the kickstand here, which is stopping you from rolling. But primarily just bike stuff, very basic colorings. Now the idea here is, I'm going to take them off after I put them back on, is that you separate this from the bike piece here, and you flip these up, and you get your Sky Lion Zord, which is to be transformed for the Gosei Grand. But as you can see, not much has changed. He's just gained wings, and he can roll on his own. And then if you want to, you can put this on the shattered parts filled with broken dreams and empty promises. But yeah, they're just going to go on the side there while we finish this. We'll set him briefly aside. Here is the Japanese version of the Scion header, or the Scion brother. As you can see, quite a size difference there going on. A lot more paint apps on there. He's not a cycle. He just comes with a mecha like a normal person. But like, it's not a terrible substitute, but you can see the differences. The only other difference really being is that this piece up here flips around for transformation. Because see, that what's going to happen is they're going to become feet. Whoops, and not decapitated feet. And then this piece will flip around. and whereas the other one really doesn't. So yeah. So those are the differences there. So now we can set him aside, and we can set Sky on our side. Now we have the Sea Lion header, which is pretty much a navy blue color, but you get it with a Black Ranger. Like I said before with Red, he is a lot better looking than the Brother Sets version. The head sculpt's not as badly done. You actually got like the design here more defined, and the gold better around his visor. But like before, not too much to it. You got a kickstand so that you can display it, and he can roll and do cycle stuff. But yeah, and then you can just take him off there, and take this piece off, and then put him on the cycle of Broken Dreams, and set him aside. And then here you have the Sea Lion header, or Zord, or Megazord, or whatever you like to call it. Once again, pretty basic, primarily blue, with the gold around it and the green eyes. He rolls on his own. Oddly enough, he does have little wing pieces that come out, even though he's supposed to be sea, and that it's not the way it's supposed to be. Just show you that. Here's the Sea Lion header right here. And as you can see, once again, great detail difference. This one's also a little bit darker. And this, like before, the other guy, this is going to become feet. And he's got this switchable piece, which this guy just continuously keeps the knob. But yeah, they're not terrible, really at all. I just think it's funny that they all have this mold here. And I'm just still kind of mad at the way that they went about this. It would have been maybe cool if they could have come up with like some of the headers from Hyper Gosei Great, or Gosei Wonder, or maybe just some like whatchamacallit, American headers maybe to swap out for like kids or something instead of making us do this. But it's whatever. So you will see those guys more in depth in the Lion Megazord review. They do each come with their cards here. Each of you get the same cards, really. You both get, in those two sets, a Gosei Grand Megazord card. Different variants, as you can see. And then you all both get the same exact, well actually they're just swapped around, but they're pretty much the same exact Night Brothers Zords, and they're just swapped around. So I guess it's kind of cool you get variants. It would have been cool to get some different cards though, but that's what you get in there. I can show what those do in the Gosei Morpher when it eventually shows up. So now we will shift our attention over to this guy, which is called the Sea Lion, another Sea Lion cycle, but really this is the Ultra Change one, and this is the Hyper header used for the Ultra Gosei Great transformation. So I don't know why they felt the need to call it the Sea Lion, especially since when you get it, the card that is on the front of the package says Ultra Change Zord. That is the card you get with it, and here's the one for the Ultra Gosei Great. So I don't know why they couldn't have just called it the Ultra Change Cycle instead of making it an adopted member of the Night Brothers family. I don't know why they had to go about that charade, but whatever. So pretty much same thing as the other one. Figure here, you get some better sculpting and stuff, a little bit better, as I said. All the same stuff as before. One thing I will show just real quick that I really didn't show with the others, it's not that necessary, is articulation wise you just get a 360 head here, and his arms can move around 360. But that doesn't really benefit you all that much. But it is nice they're a little bit better. They could still do a bit of a better job. So it is on this cycle here, once again, kickstand, rolling, but then you tear it off here basically like the other ones, and put the Broken Dreams over here with the Ranger figure. And then this basically becomes like a hyper header version of the Night Brothers, even right down to the little flaps. And you can, you know, use this on the Gosei Grand Megazord if you so wish, once I get it, I guess. But this whole piece really didn't exist in Goseiger. The only piece that did exist was right here, which is the Hyper Header, or now the Ultra Change Zord, which is used for part of the Ultra Gosei Great transformation. In the Japanese version, this came with a robo called Datus, who is an arcade machine / robot. And this is the Japanese version that it comes with. As you can see, bigger, darker colors, a little bit more details. And the main feature that this one has that this one lacks is that this one will transform into a head for Datus Hyper. So it's really unfortunate that we didn't get Datus. I mean, we still could later, but I think it would have been a really cool toy to release since I really liked Datus and just his look and functionality. But so that is what you've got going on there. So now we are going to do the entire Hyper Gosei Great transformation again, or Ultra Gosei Great Megazord transformation, because of this one piece. So in case you didn't catch it in the Sky Brothers review, we are going to bring in Gosei Great right here, and then we are just going to do some very simple things, like get the camera straight. Okay, and by straighten the camera out, I mean get a different tripod off camera. What? That did not happen. This was just magic. So for him, prep-wise, you're going to want to bring his wings down to be in front of him without moving the arms too much. I know they really want to follow you. They really like to do that. And then basically take off the various headers. Here, we'll start with the hands. Blue goes here. Pink goes here. And then the legs. Yellow goes here. And black goes here. So that is all you need to do for Gosei Great. And then you're going to want to bring in your header set cycles, land, sky, and sea, and they're coming in off camera right now if you can hear those generic thumps and whatnot. So first we'll take the heads. Let's go ahead and get land. You're going to put the land ones on the feet. Let's scroll down a little bit. You can see a little bit of the mess starting over here. So the land ones go on the feet, just like before. Or at least two of the land ones, rather. And then the other one, the Kawaga header, is going to go on his arm right here. And now you're going to need this piece, so we're going to set it aside over here temporarily. Now take the Sea Brothers, this one, the Saw Shark is going to become the other arm. And then Manta Ray here is going to become one of the kneecaps. And then this piece here is going to be set aside briefly. And you are going to also need this piece. So set it aside. Now take the Sky Brothers, and you're going to want to take each of the birds, or I guess it's a Terra and a bird, and we're going to set these aside because they're going to be needed momentarily. This will also be needed to set aside. This piece is going to become a kneecap. It's the only one we are able to use at the current moment. Okay, so now is this sort of tricky-ish part. So not as tricky, but so let's turn him around. So take the red piece here and take these off. And you're going to pull this peg piece out and stick it in the back. Now take these pieces here and you are going to line them up. Line them up so that these two pieces are going to stick out so that you may place headers on them. Now the instructions numbers it, showing you which side blue and black go on. It doesn't really matter. They're the same exact thing. So I'm just going to do whatever. But if you really want to be accurate to what the instruction shows it, then just look at the numbers because they number them like by serial number or something. And if you want to be really accurate, just use Datus Hyper like a person. Anyhow, that was a little snobby. So now you have these extra header ports up here, and so Crow is going to go up here, and Hammerhead is going to go up here, and then Terra goes up here. You can reach without knocking the camera over. And then the whole reason we've redid this transformation, Hyper Header or Ultra Change Zord goes here. And then just take this piece and you put it on as his helmet. And it's a little tricky. There we go. So there you have the Ultra Gosei Great Megazord. Looks just like it did when it was almost Hyper Gosei Great in my Sky Brothers review, except now with Hyper Change Zord, or Ultra Change Zord, excuse me. So yeah, there you go. Personally, I've always liked this design. I liked the whole like header wall type gimmick. It looks like just a bunch of headers mounted, so it looks pretty neat. It's a pretty solid substitute, like most of this line when you have it in their various Megazord modes. It's a pretty solid substitute. As I said before, it does look a bit cheaper in terms of the helmet to me. I just think so. We'll quickly, if we can get them both in here nicely without incident, show a comparison. So on this side, we've got what do you call? I'm always losing the name now. Ultra Gosei Great Megazord, and then here we will have Hyper Gosei Great. So as you can see, quite a size difference. They can barely fit in the frame together. Let me just try to get him a little bit better there. So we'll just pick the camera up and pull out a little bit. As you can see, greater size difference. Obviously you can tell the quality difference a bit. If you can see what I'm talking about, the helmets just look a little better. And that back piece there is Datus doing a handstand. So let me just quickly zoom in over here. So right here, you can see his helmet. It's a little kind of almost goldish, a little darker. Looks nicer. The camera's getting a little grainy, and I apologize. Whereas his looks a little McDonald's-y. I just kind of wish they had stretched over the color a little more to Ultra Go Say Great. But overall, still not a bad substitute. So as far as the cycles go, I will recommend the actual Knight Brothers if you decide to get the Lion Megazord as they are necessary. As for this, if you have all the other ones, go ahead and pick it up to get the last header you need, and then you get a fun little cycle. So, like I said, I'm not entirely a fan of the way they did this, in particular with the Knight Brothers, because they should just come with it. But I see why they did it. But yeah, overall, if you want to complete the set, just another cycle, you get a neat little cycle with the Ranger, get your extra header, finish this off properly. And for the Knight Brothers, you will need them for Go Say Grand. But here the two of them are, looking majestic. But so yeah, that is about it. Until next time, make sure you check out WritersRangersRambles.com for the Toku podcast with news in the craziest way possible. This is Dawson Rider, signing out.